What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I hope you are all good. I'm great. Thank you for asking. Today, we're going to do a business one. A little bit of a day in the life, a little bit of what I do in business. The reason why we're doing that today, I'm training with my business mentor. Yes, there are mentors for business, people who help you build, systemize, and scale businesses, whether that be fitness, whether that be something else. So we're going to give you a little bit of a fly on the wall session. We're going to train. Hopefully there's a bit of conversation we can pick up. If not, I can definitely sit down and summarize that for you. But I'm going to take you through some of the steps that I've done over the years to monetize all this, to put food on my table and other people's tables over the years. Because it's not as straightforward as putting a post on Instagram and saying, someone give me some money. There's a lot to it. There's strategies, there's systems, there's sales processes, and I'm going to just walk you through a little bit about those. Maybe you're interested, maybe you're not. If you are, stick around. If you're not, we'll see you in the next video, no problem. We'll be bodybuilding soon. But until then, guys, let's get into the pool session with Charlie. Let's get it.
Why it's new stuff. If I'm an equipment designer, I would just be like, I just buy this and copy the angles.
You get it. Well, that's kind of what that one is a bit of. But just poorly done. We're by the airport now.
What's that?
We are by the airport.
Yeah, it's fine. You live in a Greek. Very different ethos.
I'd love to try and do that. Open up a gym here and create some English atmosphere. Only let English people in. Have a terrible gym. That'd be absolutely terrible.
It's funny, since I started doing like online marketing stuff, originally Black Friday used to be Black Friday, and then it's like the week before Black Friday, it's like 2 weeks before, and now it's basically like November.
It's crazy. But everyone's doing it.
Yeah, it's funny because originally, I think the coaching industry was being pushed back against doing that.
That was the biggest. Each people like, don't value your product, bro. Okay. Might be valuing my product, but value my business.
Yeah, the business revenue increase is probably worth it.
I'm not really super strong, to be honest.
I'm okay at certain things. I used to probably be way stronger, and actually since I started doing more bodybuilding training, I got worse because I think my mechanics got thrown. So I put like 7 kilos into last year, and it just fucked my mechanics. Like the time, I like yell very well, like just really off. The exact thing is happening now that happened in 2020, 2021 with like economies, crypto markets, everything is fucking about going nuclear.
Yeah. My authority.
Yeah.
That's finally.
It's been a long wait. Okay. Everything is patient.
Do you ever try on, do you sell it like or anything like that, or do you just keep
I've been trying to take chunks out. So like I bought a load of, like, I had a lot of crypto in last bull run. Didn't sell it, still have it. And then I bought loads 12 months ago and the market was fucked, and I slowly keep it in. I have to slowly stop. Well, I'm going to slowly start scaling some out. I sold a little bit, like 10 worth last week, just to get used to taking money out.
Yeah.
Because I've got PTSD from before.
I know, that's what I'm like. I just keep buying in. Always. 4 days on, 1 day off.
Yeah.
So I still train quite a lot. It's actually 6 days a week. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Oh, you do 4 days in a row?
4 days in a row,
Shit.
1 day off. 4 days in a row, 1 day off.
Oh, it's 4 weeks, isn't it?
A little bit higher volume this year. Only for the last month. Something different. I had a question, you know people like Jack?
Yeah.
How do you find those people?
Through a lot of fucking hard work.
Yeah, I bet.
That's the...
Someone to deliver your product like that high level. Because he's shit hot, he's shit.
Yeah, he'll fucking love that. Jack's a great guy. The most important thing is like high attitude training skills, is find people who actually give a shit. Same thing for like fitness coaching, right? It's like loads of coaches are terrible because they don't actually care about the final results. So if you get people who are super attentive, who actually care about.
Did he come through your program already?
So he was a fitness coach for me. So he was a coach. And then he started doing touring and do this stuff. So he's got like one of the best gyms in Ireland.
Yeah.
So he's also a businessman, so he understands.
Yeah, for sure. He's good.
And that's a fucking horrendous business model to have. But it's definitely not. That's like the childhood gym of like fitness, like golden fitness people have a gym, and then you realise like it's definitely not.
Yeah. Hard to make money.
Which is overhead people.
A lot of overheads, yeah.
Like think about
Like that.
yeah.
Overheads, right?
But you can make a lot of revenue, but the money you have at the end of the day. But I think I said before, we were selling wrist cuffs at one point, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing this? It's just a headache. It seemed like a good idea.
Unless you can do it on such a big scale, but it's just like to get to that, the work it takes to get to that scale, and the profit that you get at that scale, it's like...
For anyone, I don't think anyone's done it off a single person brand really well. Bridgman maybe, but outside of that,
So different. I mean, Bumstead could probably do it. That's like,
yeah, he could, yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah, but he's it's just like not with you or me and Chris Lumpstead yet, so it's
Working on
you
it.
might get there or not, but
I did think he was going to He's very stoic, isn't he?
yeah.
I couldn't, but...
Well, if I was him, I'd want to try and get the fucking 8 at least.
Yeah, exactly.
My ego's bigger, so I could like.
Exactly. I'm like, come on, you need 2 more years, what's that?
I could grind it out for them.
I'd be the exact same.
But I think that's why people like Chris, because he doesn't have a massive ego necessarily.
Yeah, he's done so well at dissolving it, whatever he's done. Just bow out on top, best to ever do it. Control.
Golf gets like to 98 to 100 kilos, I'm like 103. So I need to get my body weight down.
Nice. Solid, man.
For me, it's a fun, different experiment, but it's like my body's like having a bit of a meltdown with like so much different movement patterns. I hit like a lump in my knee and like, oh shit, but I think it's good for people to challenge themselves. A lot of people don't want to put themselves out of their comfort zone.
Yeah, 100%.
For me, I also like when you're new, you learn so fast. Whereas I say for you for this, like for you to improve your skill anymore, it's like you don't really see it. It's so slow.
That's so true. That's so true.
James Hollingshead, I remember the first time I trained with him. This was like before he was like Insta famous and shit, like maybe 2018. Trained with him for maybe like a month or so. I was like, fuck. Like, you know, you train hard until like, meet him, this guy Paul, like doing squats, and like Paul's thrown up in the car park, like his levels, you're like, okay. Yeah, he's probably the most impressive. In particular, like the old King's Gym, which is a bit of a shithole, and it's like had that like raw vibe.
The worst bit about that.
Yeah.
Where did you live when you were back then?
Kingswood, so
Kingswood.
near Reigate.
Okay.
So I had like the Exceed warehouse for about half an hour.
Yeah,
So I said fast between two.
I was in summer around town.
Yeah. Dry, but I was just I love hot weather.
Just do it. You're like wealthy time right now.
Mike said that to me. So the secret is I used to cook my lantern.
Oh yeah, I just started with that actually.
Talk about like efficiency.
I know.
What I've noticed, they seem to have like a delayed effect. I reckon it takes like 3 days to kick in. So if you go in the sun, so if you go in the sun on Saturday, you took that marathon. I reckon by like Tuesday, Wednesday, you suddenly even start to look around.
Yes, sir.
But I take very, very small doses. I remember during lockdown, I had a 6-hour start. So like, I want to try and maintain it, but like, you had a sunbed shop, and I was in the UK in the sun, so like, I was sitting around the town, but I started to get like mold and shit, and I was like, yeah, of course.
And if you don't tan and use it, you can just patch it. Yeah, just gathers under your arms down here. I remember taking it one time. I looked down, I had a green dick. Sorry. It was green, like literally it's green. You heard about melanotan though, right? Melanotan's like a tanning injection. So if you don't use it, you don't stimulate the melanocytes. It gathers where there's like, whatever, so under your arms and here it's green. I was like, oh shit, I need to go to the doctor's. And I googled it and it was from hard time.
How long did it take to go?
I'm talking this green.
Actually
Literally,
green.
literally the actual penis was green. Like a couple of days.
Do you think you had a Russian penis?
I knew those.
You're turning into the Crump Hulk.
I was hoping I was. I was like, I know I haven't had sex with anyone, so. Good. Come on. Good.
That's fucking heavy.
It's like daylight.
Almost feels like it gets heavier the more you pull it. Crazy. Yeah, it's my nervous system starts freaking out.
Especially if you're doing it.
Yeah. I think that's one of the most difficult things for people to manage, particularly if you're really type A personalities, is like they don't realise they're psychologically stressed all the time, it just becomes normal, and their cortisol level is really high, which is why they can't get in shape or like, etc.
Yeah, I actually recognise it.
I think it's my birthday week before Christmas as well, so it's like,
Oh, really?
December. That's why I actually like, it's what you know I mentioned about Friday earlier. Anything, so I can make a fuckload of money, and then in December I'm like less stressed.
Yeah, I'm the same. My birthday's week after, so.
Yeah.
How's your birthday?
Amazing. It's a high pace right now. Absolutely dripping, kid. Dripping. Gross.
Funny you say about getting, you struggle to gain muscle. I actually find now I've gone the other way. If I actually just eat food, I find it quite easy to grow muscle mass now. I don't want to take drugs. Like, I find it difficult to diet down. My body's like fat resistant. I think sometimes that's just like my brain's always like super switched on.
Yeah. We burn calories.
That's why I don't eat a lot for my body weight. Like even when I'm trying to rapidly cut down for like 4 weeks and eat like 2,300 calories a day. You can train twice a day.
You feel switched on a bit.
Just my brain's just like, I take that one 3 times a week, but like half the life's quite long, but
You sleep alright?
no shoes.
Sweet.
I'm way though, like, I'm not on.
Yeah.
But as soon as I'm on, I'm on. Like,
You're up.
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I like the Rogers hip press, leg press, that's nice.
Oh, the Rogers is real, yes.
So I think it's important not to surround yourself, not people below you. Like, if you get people a little bit ahead of you all the time, you're always chasing, particularly if you're competitive.
100%. 100%.
That's why for me it's like I'm big into create the right community of people like that.
Yeah.
Then everyone succeeds together because you push each other.
Yeah, that's something I valued a lot more. I realised the value of this, for sure. Beginning of the year, I was just like, I got no one around me who I'm inspired by.
But I think that's the thing, is that people want to work in like a silo sometimes, but it's like you actually get way more out of yourself if you're around with other people who crush you. Like,
100%.
same point of view like from bodybuilding side, right? Training with us, fuck like
Yeah, literally.
so I
Literally.
so one of the guys speaking at the event on Friday, he's got I spoke to him on Monday, he's got 9-figure business, 600 employees, I'm like fucking like it's like levels of shit.
I see you posted that guy. You just messaged him out with a little, do you know?
I got intro to him by someone else because the other guy was speaking at a family issue, sort of left me in the shit, and then Like same thing, like you know the right people, like bang, like got someone else who's sick.
I'm excited for that weekend.
Yes, it's funny. So like events like that, so it's a bit stressful in terms of getting numbers there because I've learned so many times. Like we had 50 people like 2 weeks ago. We're 100 now. Like everyone just like the last week. So we're going to max. The room will be maxed like 120. So. Like, it's different, but like similar to like bodybuilding training, you're thinking about this thing.
Yeah.
And then when it's done, I'm like,
For sure. Let alone trying to run everything else.
yeah. Well, that's the game, is to try and like push yourself. Like, the first time I did that, I used to get really like stressed out with like the whole thing. It was now like presentation's done and not come back. So I'm like,
Nice. Just no Hail Marys,
magical burger the fucking night before.
which is very common in English bodybuilding coaches. Burger and diazide.
Got bad accent. Last year I actually trained on everything.
I remember arguing with Luke Sander, saying how people should do push-pull legs. He was saying you're gonna end up with small arms like that. I was like, nah, you don't. I remember saying that to Luke Sander. I remember saying that, and I looked back and I checked myself. I think what are you saying? And he was right. He's completely right. Like whenever I did push-pull legs, I didn't get enough in the arms. Now I have like a real good arm day.
I personally think it's the only way you can really do it. If you tag one to it, it's like just shit. Then you can get a bit more volume over a week, but like.
Yeah. So if you do only do 4 sets of biceps and push leg, 4 sets of biceps on the pull day, and I have like a whole arm day where I really like getting into it.
It's quite fun as well.
Yeah.
Until you make like more than 40, 50k a month. Because like the reason I would say not to is you can't pay anyone enough yet to do any good to take them. Unless you had the only way I would look at it is maybe something like a hybrid. So like if you had, don't get JJ to do that for example, where you've got someone who's coaching for you who can also take some sales calls. Because if they're going to coach and close, they can also make good money.
That's what to me, so you just took back all the stuff.
Yeah, and you
And then
like
I
yeah.
don't take mine.
You're not taking them. Who's taking them?
I just have like a company that does it.
Yeah.
They're called Fit Clothes.
Yeah. I how much you paying? 10%. If it's working, it's working. I would probably try and hand select the best ones out. It's like a fucking layup. It's like you've got big brands. So
That's what I was
so they'll literally be like, they just want to fucking sign up. So it's like, and if you're charging a decent amount of money, you're making between 200 quid for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Savings.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what to do because I felt like I didn't have the skills, and like it took me a long time to get the skills to understand even what fucking a sales call was. Rather than just going, here's my product, do you want to buy it? Like I get it's more than that. So they kind of just struck me as better at it.
Yeah. But it's the same as like, anyone who's, say if someone went from boxing to bodybuilding, they're like, oh, fuck this, like, but if as soon as they start to learn, it's like,
What do you think
it's
is
100. It's the most valuable skill you can have. So like, because also, if you think longer term, if you build your business, you want to bring that in-house. You can only do that if you're good at sales calls yourself, because you can then train and manage them. So I would 100% do that. Like that's the most important thing. Like one of the things I would do is get, like you take some Jack Goodger can review your sales calls for you, give you feedback on it as well. Like Joe Marcoux is sick in terms of the group stuff. Like when you get into it, you enjoy it because it's like a game.
Yeah, I definitely did towards the end, but it was just like too many calls. I was like, software.
Yeah, which is a good problem.
But I should just take a fraction of them.
So I would just like cream on top of, if that makes sense. You're like, okay, it's like, you know, when you look at something, it's a layout.
Yeah,
like,
for sure. I know what you mean.
layout.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And they only close like 40%.
Yeah, you should like 67.
That's crazy.
Like you do that, you don't get business.
Yeah, I know that's.
It's like you also find sales like a muscle. So like I took a sales call last night, and I get a bit, you get a bit rusty with it. Whereas like last year, I've taken all of them. I've taken like 82%, which is insane. But like, I qualify hard. I two-group close a lot of people.
Okay.
I was averaging making like $3,000 an hour. I take a sales call, so it's like
It was worth it.
yeah. But I took one yesterday. I take 1 or 2 a month maybe. If it's like
really needs you to get over the line.
or yeah, or if it's someone I want to speak to. So like, well, who's going to work in the CEO program? Because you've got a big business, so that's a different type of conversation maybe. So I would do then, but it's if you go through that process yourself,
Yeah.
then that's the most important skill. Because when you come to building a business, it's like when you hire people, you're selling them on. That's the sales process as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one thing that Jack really did well with me. Like I was like, I want to run. I want 50, I want 100. And he's like, you got to sit and do it, man. You have to know the process. I was like, ah. And then once I did it, I was like, oh, okay. Now you understand what they should be doing, what they can do, KPI, things like that.
Expression I think about a lot is slow is smooth, smooth is fast.
Yeah, it's nice.
So like, you think like Rolls Royce, like that's how you want this to run. It's like not fucking fast and it blows up. Because I've had that mentality a lot. Like, even I said to Mike, like Mike's known me a long time, that I try and like slow down a lot more now. And before I'd be like, do this.
That's kind of where I was like, yeah.
Because everything is a red shiny object, but the reality it's just about doing the right thing at the right time, really, really fucking well. Same as like bodybuilding, right? It's like it's no magical fucking exercise. You do the right things better all the time.
Confident about that. No, I don't mind about that. I think it's just the actual techniques of like working out their objections before they object and getting through it.
Also, people realise December's really good for selling fitness programs because
Yeah,
you buy it
sure.
in January. I actually think December's better than January.
Because you get yourself through it.
Well, yeah, most people already psychologically think like I'm already thinking about next year, so it's like it's November. So a lot of like the better people you'd want as clients are already thinking about how can I get in shape in January or for like summer 2025, etc. You always get like the same thing of it's like New Year, New Me, all that bullshit. Same thing every year, but you get a wave of people in December. I'd even frame some of your Black Friday stuff like that. Programs next year.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
I'll give you the best example of this. Is I had she's speaking event. I worked with a speaking coach, and she did like a free call at the beginning, and she said to me, I was like, how much is it going to be? Like 10 grand? Like whatever. It's like $1,500. It's like okay, like
Wow.
because the value for me of that skill is so high that what I perceive in price is much higher. So that's where like demographically, if you're speaking to a guy who's really affluent and he's runs a big business or whatever, like if you can help him increase his energy by 10%, what's that like? Like massive, right?
Alrighty, so that is session done. So for those of you guys who don't know, that was Charlie Johnson. Charlie is someone who's been in the industry for, God, seems like 50 years, but he's like my age, maybe a couple of years older than me. But as long as I've been in the industry, I've known about him, known of him. First off, huge online coach, and transferred into business mentoring. So he helps people build their businesses. He helps them grow their revenue, increase their profit margins, and just really make sure that the business side of things is good. And I've been working with him for 7 months now. What are we in? We're in November, so since April, been working with him. And I'll run over this when we get home, but he's helped me build my business from like a are we into numbers? Maybe like a 15 to 16,000 pound a month type of guy to, 3 times that, which is insane. And I'll talk a little bit about how I've done that, how we've done that, and how someone who knows more than you, bringing them into your circle is such a valuable experience. For me, and also it will be for you if you can ever put yourself in that position to do it. Doesn't have to be someone you pay for. I pay for Charlie. But the power of creating your network that's the lesson of this year. So when we get home, I'll set up in the office and we'll talk a little bit about building a business and what the future looks like and how I want to become one of the best teams of coaches in the world. And we'll do that day by day. So we'll head back home now. We'll catch you there. So we're back from the gym, and I thought I would talk a little bit about my businesses and what we're doing, how we make money and all those types of things. So for those of you guys who don't know, I've got a few businesses. Number one and foremost is the coaching business. This is something that has been a 6-figure business for the best part of like 6 or 7 years now. So that means I've earned over £100,000. That's British pounds, so a little bit more in dollars, a little bit more in Canadian dollars for the last 6 years. More recently, you could probably times that by 4, maybe, if you were to think about it realistically. But I've also used 1MR, which has been a multi-6-figure brand for the last 3 years. So I have a couple brands, and together I've probably earned over a couple million. I don't have a couple million in the bank, unfortunately, because it doesn't work. The big sexy number is never the big number that you take home. But over the years, I've earned a good few million, which is insane to think and hugely humbling. And I'm so thankful for the position I'm in. And I will never, ever take it for granted. I'm one of those people that thinks I've been given this very unique lottery ticket of life. Not only did I have great parents, I was born in the UK, Europe, not Europe now, given all these opportunities to be able to do this. Not everyone has that, and I would always promise myself that I would never give that up. I would always do my absolute best to make the most of it. So how have I done that, and how will I continue to do it, and how will I eventually make this into a 7-figure brand, which is the goal? First and foremost, guys, the hardest thing for me to learn was knowing my audience and learning how to speak to them. That happens differently all the time. It is transgressed over time as well. And how I used to talk to people 5-6 years ago is different to now, because the goals change, the target audience changes. And for me, and for you guys watching, if you're selling something, I want you to think about that person who's buying it. I want you to think about that person who's going to be spoken to via your words. And I want you to think, what do they need to hear? What do they want to hear? And granted, that sounds pretty seedy, like, what do they want to hear? Let's do that. But also, if you can frame sales and you can frame helping someone, you can frame sales as helping someone. And a lot of the time, like selling someone, aka getting them on a call and trying to convince them to buy your program, which is essentially what I do. You're nudging someone over the line to a really fucking good time. Like someone who's going to change their life. I've got a few guys at the moment who I've taken on who just have been stuck in those same cycles for the last 4 or 5 years. 120 kilos, under 6 foot, big lots of body fat, but they're just stuck in those same cycles, and they needed just, like the type of selling they needed. They needed that nudge over the line, and guess what? All of them have now changed their lives for the better. So if you can reframe the way you're speaking to someone as you're helping someone, that's going to give you a big part of leverage in terms of like upscaling your business. Because ultimately, you have a product that people want. You just need to be able to put it in front of people that want to buy it or kind of want to buy it. I don't want to sell to people that don't want to buy it. I'm not here to convince people to buy my programming, which is why if I get someone on a phone call or I get someone on a one-to-one call with me and they just don't fit the program and like they're like giving me all these excuses, I'm like, all right, dude, you're not ready for it. It's all good. You go do your own thing, and when you're ready, you can come back. So number one is going to be knowing your audience, understanding what they want to hear and how they want to hear it, and think about the type of emotions that person is going through, the anxiety of missing a meal or overeating, the self-depreciation they give themselves when they fuck up on plan. Try and put yourself in their positions and make content for that. This is granted for an online info business, right? So number one, you got to get in front of people, but you got to get in front of the right people. So know your audience. Number two is going to be get a really good fucking product. Become really, really good at it. Be open to criticism. Let your clients say that they want better from you or they want more from you, and don't be offended by it. just accept it. I've had a couple clients recently, not for any other reason than there was a lot of moving parts going on. I forgot to, and this I can hold up to this, just because I'm a real motherfucker, and I forgot to update their nutrition program a couple times. Because I would either answering on my phone when I'm on the road, or I'm just not in a place where I can make the adjustment right now, and I've read it, unread it, and I haven't unread it again, so I miss it, right? And that is on my head. I shouldn't do that. Come tell me, I will fix that, you know. And if you can be open to criticism, and I've always said this on the YouTube channel, guys, you look at my YouTube videos, I get criticism every single time. I'm open to it. If it's legit, I'm open to it. So always strive for a better product, and striving for a better product often requires criticism. So if you're not getting any criticism, you're either not putting people who are buying from you in a position where they can criticize you. If you're selling online, set reviews up or allow them to email you back. This is what we do. One thing with One Amar is every person who buys a product, we send them out an email asking them how they did privately, and then we ask them how we did, and they can do it publicly. So there's nowhere for us to hide, and all we can do is improve. So putting your customer in a position where they can give you the feedback is going to be super, super key, but also you being in a position where you can take the feedback on is also going to be super, super key. So that, like, if you can fix getting in front of people and the right people, and then have a really, really good product, what else is there? There isn't too much. So that was one of the big benefits of learning that early, was I understood that I'm a different person than you guys, or maybe there are some guys here watching this who have bigger audiences. If you are those people, like, you already have the eyes, go get in front of them. My biggest problem was I was in front of eyes, but not the right eyes. So I want to grow my lifestyle side of the business. I want people over 30 who have lost their confidence, who have gained that excess body fat, who want their lives back, want to feel good, live longer, feel better for longer. That's my type of client right now. I get the most satisfaction out of it. I get the best bang for your buck out of my results. It also seems to be a good caliber of person that want to commit to the goal. I think, no offense to you guys watching this, but if you're 16 to 21, your decision-making skills aren't as good. Your commitment issues your commitment is a little bit harder to find. And I just find I can resonate much more with those types of people. I'm also obviously nearly 32 myself, so I just needed to change the way that I was talking, because I was just talking to bodybuilders who wanted to be the next C-bum, and that's not necessarily who I want to coach. Again, these are all metaphors that you can take into your own business. So in front of eyes, have a really, really good product, never stop learning. And then the next part is just learning how to scale. So your limit is, I'll use online coaching just because I use it as mine, right? So me getting to 6 figures, or whatever it is, £9,000 a month, you can break it down pretty easily on how you can do it. You take your price of coaching and you times it by X amount. For example, I'm going to do it right now. So if I get £9,000 times 12, that's £108,000, but we'll do it for the sake of it. Let's say what's your max amount of clients you can do? 50. So 9,000 divided by 50. That means you need to be charging 50 people £180 a month to be able to be making over £100,000. So for me, being someone like that's the first part of scaling, is can you get numbers in? Okay, once you get to numbers, what's your limit? Your limit's 100. If you get 100 people paying you £180,000, 180, that's £180,000, which is insane money, by the way. Okay, now where you can go. Okay, you can't go up in numbers, so you either have two options. You go up in price, or you add another coach for a lower price. I'll tell you which way is the quicker to earn more money, and I'll tell you which way is the quickest way to scale it. Put your price up. So what did I do? I put my price up. So then I went to 250. So I had the same amount of people. Let's say I always averaged, I've averaged around 80 people. 250 times 8. 250 times 80. That's 20,000. So if I have 80 people paying me £250 a month, that's £20,000 a month that you earn. Okay, so I don't like to go too much above 80 myself, just because I want my quality of work to be there. How do we scale from there? Well, I could put my price up again, yeah, and then you start going 350 for 80, and then you've got £28,000. But then you start running into questions, and the questions become, that's quite a lot of money. What's the difference between you? So you have to then start to assess your value. Is your value truly worth that. For me personally, I'm 10 years in and I'm IFBB Pro. I've done tens of thousands of pounds on seminars. My knowledge is extensive. My support is great. And I've also got the demand that goes alongside that. So you combine all those things, the price comes up a little bit higher. But then it comes to a point where you get to the limit of price. And then you think, okay, cool, let's bring in a second coach. So you can already do some of the math. Like it's very lucrative if you do it properly and you scale up. But you're also changing people's lives. You also get very good at it. You build the systems right in your business. I'm not going to waffle for too long. We're already like 10 minutes into this maybe. So if you want to hear more of the ins and the outs of how the business is structured from start to finish, how we go about getting people into the business, i.e. leads, how we keep them, i.e. fulfillment, and then how we exit them if they do exit as well, because that's all part of it. So guys, I hope you enjoy this style of video. Let me know. We've got the setup now in the office so we can really get to it with this type of content. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. See you soon. Bye-bye.